Well, I thank you, and I thank you, and I honor you for endurance, your endurance. Endurance is the ability to withstand stress and hardship. And you press through your challenges that you deal with to try to inspire someone else. And my
Thank you.
prayer for you is all that you pour out will come back over you in wellness and heal. Your future is bright. Just keep
Thank
doing what you're doing and don't throw the towel in. Throwing in the
you.
towel is a term that's used in boxing. And that is when people say, I just can't take anymore. I'm proud of you. I wish the best for you, and may God bless you in every future, because it doesn't matter how you stand when everything is going well. It matters how
Mm-hmm.
you stand in hardship. That's where character and your foundation